I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn different strategies to solve right triangle. We'll be using primary trigonometric ratios to solve the triangle. Well, whenever a right triangle is given to you, there could be two different cases. So we'll consider two different cases with the help of two different right triangles. So let us say this is one of the triangles. The other one is, let me draw it the other way. Okay, so these are our right triangles. Now in one case, let us say we know right triangle means definitely there is one right angle, correct? So that is a must, then only it is a right triangle. Now let us say in this triangle we know one of the angles and a side. Any side is known to us. So let me say this side is known to us. On the other hand, in this triangle, let us say we know two sides. So let's say we know this side and the other side, like this. Okay. Now both these triangles can be solved using primary trigonometric ratios. So what we have here are two different cases, right? So these are the two cases which we are considering. So in one case, we know angle and side, right? So we know, so let me write it down here. We know in a right triangle, because 90 degrees is known to us, we know angle and side. And on the other hand, we have two sides and an angle, right? So let me write two sides are known to us along with an angle, and this angle which we are considering by default, one of them has to be 90 degrees, right? So that is our 90 degrees angle, right? So let me say by default it is no. We're talking about a right triangle, mind it. Okay, so whenever we have this kind of a situation, we can always solve a triangle. The steps will be, in this particular case, since we know the two angles, find the third angle. So now let me label it. Let's say our triangle is A, B and C. Then the sides will be labeled as small a, small b and small c, correct? Now since we know angle A and the side A, what we can do as a first step, find angle B. So angle B should be equals to 180 degrees, take away 90, take away angle A which is known to us. So we know angle B now, right? So that is how you get all the angles. Now for the sides, we can find ratios of trigonometry to figure out the sides. For example, what is sine of A equals to? Sine of A will be opposite side over hypotenuse, which is A over C. Now here A is known to us, and therefore we can find side C. So side C is equal to A over sine A. To find side B, we can use the ratio of tan. Tan A is equals to opposite over adjacent, that is A over B, right? And from there we can find what B is. So from here we get B is equals to A over tan A. So we can solve the triangle using trigonometric ratios, right? Now let's look into the next triangle. Let me label this as PQ and R. So first step always is label your triangle. Sides opposite to capital P will be small p, Q and R, correct? Now in this case we have two sides known to us. Remember SOHCAHTOA, let me just remind you, which is sine is a ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is a ratio of adjacent side over hypotenuse, and tan is a ratio of opposite over adjacent. So we are going to use the trigonometric ratios to solve the triangle. Now since we know two sides, and if we see from the angle P, then that is the opposite side. So we can use opposite and hypotenuse, that means sine, correct? So we can write sine of angle P is equals to the known side P over the hypotenuse R. Now we can find angle P using inverse trigonometric ratio, right? So that will give us angle P equals to sine inverse of P over R. Do you understand? So we get our angle P. Similarly, you can find angle Q. But for angle Q, what you should do is like this. Angle Q should be equals to 180 degrees minus this 90. So you're always left with 90. You could have taken out 90 and then take away angle P, right? So you now know angle Q also. To find the side Q, since we know P and Q, we can use cosine of P, we know the hypotenuse, or we can also use tan of P to find Q. So let's use tan P. So tan of P is equals to small p over Q, opposite over adjacent. Small p, the side length P, opposite length, and the adjacent. Correct? Tan P, angle P is calculated already, is known to us, so Q can be written as side length of P given to us divided by tan of P, which we have calculated after finding the sides. So that is how you can solve your triangle using primary trigonometric ratios, right? I hope the steps are absolutely clear to you. So I'll put some values here and then you calculate and solve the triangle. Let us say P is known to us and P is 10 centimeters and side R is 15 centimeters, right? Solve the triangle PQR. Solve triangle PQR. In this particular case, let us say we know angle A, so let me write down angle A is equals to, let us say 35 degrees. And side A is equals to 5 centimeters, right? Solve the triangle. So that will give you good practice to use what you've learned, and if you have doubt, post it on the video. Thank you and all the best.